Where's my damn Santa sleigh? Alice violently kicked the door open and ran out onto the roof. Did we win?
迎えて誰も来てないじゃない。弥生の嘘つき。
La 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 la. I'm ready. Before us lay the deserted rooftop. Damn it. Is there something else? Oh, God. I lowered Saki and squatted down. Whew, you're getting heavy, Saki.
どうせなら最後までカッコつけて欲しかったわ。
Nope, that's not a thing. Don't ask for the impossible. It's not like I work out a whole lot. I'm a big old nerd. All right? My arms and legs were killing me, so if I had to run any more, I would rather be left behind. Oh, hell.
まさか自分から逃げ場のないところに来るなんてね。
Well, you see, we thought we had an escape route, and we probably still do. To escape from Takahara-san and the others who came after us, I dragged my shaky legs over to the edge. Our pursuers knew there was nowhere else we could run, so they didn't rush in to capture us. I had Saki and Alice stand behind me to protect them, but but it wasn't like I was really going to do anything. Oh, God. Even if there was only one of them, I wouldn't be able to take him head on. There was only so much that I could do as a student against a professional security guard. We couldn't kick our way through like we were in a manga or something.
まったく。こんなバカな騒ぎを起こして、もう少し分別があると思っていたのに。
You see, no sense is my middle name. Well, it's not like I did it because I wanted to.
いやいややるとか、ますますたちが悪いと思わないかしら。
Touche. The fire escape had long since been blocked. They had their net around us, and it really looked like there was nowhere else to escape.
高原さん、私は。
I'm waiting for the Christmas music.
お嬢様、この場で言い訳なさらなくて結構です。後で反省はしていただきますけれど。
Ugh, looked like even Saki wouldn't be forgiven unconditionally. That was probably part of Takahara-san's instructions.
なら、この二人を見逃すわけにはいきませんか？
It's gonna be like, no can do.
世の中には責任というものがあります。それは、たとえ学生であるからと逃れられるわけじゃありません。
But, come on. Go a little easy on us. A distinction also had to be made. The Hasunos placed a lot of emphasis on that. Oof. Takahara-san, look, I understand that, but if you're going to punish anyone, then just punish me.
トール？
I'm the one that did it.
つまり、お嬢様とそこのお嬢さんの分を内藤君が引き受けると？
Which is probably a bad idea. It's my fault all this happened, so I should take the most responsibility.
バカにしてるのトール？それでも協力したのは私たちなのよ。
Shh. Even so, Takahara-san thought it over.
覚悟はできていますか？
Probably not, but I don't. Yes, you can do anything you want to me.
何をですか？さすがに命を取るような真似も社会復帰できないようなことをするつもりもありませんが、いいでしょう。
I don't like how she said that. We won't do anything like taking your life or something that wouldn't allow you to re-enter society.
内藤君がけじめをつけるというのであれば、私からもお二人のことは取りなしてもらうように口添えしましょう。
Don't worry, it was all his fault.
兄さん、高原さん、何を言ってるの？おかしいわ。もともとがめちゃくちゃなのに、どうしてそんな話をするの？
お嬢様？
Damn, snapping back.
このパーティーがもうめちゃくちゃだっていうのに、何？私の婚約って。そんなものを押し通そうとした人が責任って何を言っているの？
She's got a point, but this is a weird dream world, so logic and shit doesn't really apply.
どうしてこうなったの？兄さんたちは私のために動いてくれただけだわ。だっていうのに。
Saki's literally like, oh, you see these two? They were actually looking out for my best interests, rather than you fucks. Hasaki's words caused Takahara-san to frown just a little.
なんでこんなパーティーが開かれたの？まずはそこからおかしいじゃない。
それは
I don't know.
説明してください、高原さん。
Seeming brain to either not be able to remember or not be able to explain. Takahara-san was at a loss for words because, you know, it's a weird dream scenario.
どうするトール？何個か花火ならあるけど。
What the fuck are we gonna do? You still have some? Is it enough for you to escape on your own? No matter what happened, Saki would probably be fine if she returned to the Hasuno house. If Alice could get away, then that would be satisfactory.
自分だけ犠牲になればなんてバカなこと考えてない？
Here we fucking go. You know, I'm doing the best I can. As Alice gave me a suspicious look, we heard the same ringtone coming from my pocket as earlier. I gave Takahara-san a look and she nodded slightly. Hello? She probably figured that even if I answered the phone, that didn't change the fact that I couldn't escape. I came out in a weird place as if she came out from a portal. On the other end of the phone, I heard Hirasaka's scream mixed in with the sound of the wind and Club Prez's voice. What was going on? Then, if I give you a signal, can you find us? Alice, you got those fireworks? In that case... Alice, set off the fireworks! It doesn't matter where! Just don't hit anybody! I imagine, like, he took the phone and he, like, hung up, right? And he's just like, Alice, do the thing! She was holding a bunch of tiny rocket fireworks in her arms. I didn't know where she got it, but Alice produced a lighter and lit all the fireworks. I like how it's just like, I don't know where, I don't know how, but she has them. And we're not going to argue against it. Without questioning my words for even a moment, she sprang into action all at once. She was so fast that no one was able to stop her. Before she could finish, the fireworks went off between us. Dude, I can't wait. What if it's something completely different? What if it's not even the sleigh? What if it's just absolutely different? That would also be amazing. Both ways are amazing. The sky rockets and fountains, bottle rockets, and pinwheels all flew into motion, scattering sounds and light everywhere. I got a plan. She's signaling the person picking us up. The moment Saki tilted her head in confusion. God damn it. It is the sleigh. Da, 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 da. We heard a voice far above us. And because Kaiko fucking hates heights, a shape that started out as small as the cap of a pen quickly drew closer. Unlike Saki, I was able to simply accept what flew into our vision. I was unable to simply accept what flew into our vision. Club Prez was the one holding the reins of the sleigh, and in the back there was a huge white bag. Hirasaka was letting out an unbecoming scream as she desperately clung to the edge. And why is it flying? Eh? You're not even bothered by this? And was I strange for being bewildered? The sleigh quickly slid past us. Well, rip. Alice jumped on the sleigh the moment it passed us, but before I could get on, it flew past us through the sky. I wonder if they're gonna show the little SD art that it has, but instead of Alice driving, it's Yayoi. They might just have it so Alice drives again. The sleigh flew around above us like it was a roller coaster. It didn't look like it was moving according to Club Prez's desires at all. Oh shit. Takahara-san quickly shouted to her subordinates as they closed in on us. As far as they were concerned, everything would be fine if they could just get Saki back. Even if Alice and I got away, we were just a bonus to them. However, even though I was a bonus, that didn't mean I could afford to get captured here. Club Press, I have faith in you! The only response I got was Hirasaka's scream and Alice's voice far above us.
信じてるね。
That's, yeah, you know. Saki, do you trust me? Oh my god.
兄さんのことはずっと信じてるわよ。
Apparently understanding what I was about to do, Saki put her arms around my neck. The guards closed in around us, quickly cutting off our escape routes. Takahara-san gasped, seeming to notice my plan. I always had a feeling that you doubted me.
そう？私のことを好きって言ってくれる言葉以外は全部信じてるわよ。
Damn. I didn't know what was with the lack of trust, but...
だから大丈夫。愛してるわ、トール兄さん。
Calling me Toru Nissan was totally unfair. Well then, Takahara-san, let us meet again when this ridiculous stream ends. We're just gonna jump. The sleigh made a big loop in the air and circled back toward us. At this rate, it didn't look like it would be able to smoothly come down like before. So I started climbing the fence to match the sleigh's trajectory.
待ちなさい！大バカ！そんなことをしたら！
Well then, sweet dreams, kid. This was just like how Maya had been when she disappeared. I held Saki and jumped over the fence.
スーチャするわね、相変わらず。
Then why didn't you do a better job of picking us up? As she cursed, Club Press came up next to us.
トール、サキちゃん、こっち。
Alice reached out her hand from the back of the sleigh. Saki also reached out and took hold of her hand. Alice pulled her in, and just when I thought it was my turn, the sleigh wobbled. Ah! I lost my grip.
兄さん。
Huh! Uh-oh. Because of the wobble, Saki, who had been leaning out of the back, fell out toward me. Idiot, why are you so reckless? Saki grabbed my hand.
どっちがバカよ。こんなこと先に始めたのは兄さんじゃない。
This is amazing. It's always amazing. Even though we might both fall like this, she wouldn't let go.
うわ、喧嘩しちゃダメ。
Alice quickly grabbed Saki by the foot.
ちょっと何無茶してるんですか。
Alice lost her balance, but Hirasaka grabbed her from behind.
うわ、ちょっとみんな頑張ってね。
Like how you always just like, everyone do your best. Oh my god, dude. Club Press hurriedly tilted the sleigh to catch us as the sleigh rose into the sky. Oh, so they did change it. So it is, Yayoi driving it. I like the detail. Thought I was gonna die. And you got like the different positions, like Alice is back here now, where I'm pretty sure Yayoi was back there, but she's like in her dress and the hair and everything, and I'm in the suit. Dude, thought I was dead. Yes! Christmas! After somehow being pulled into the sleigh, I leaned against the edge inside.
バカ。なんであんな無茶するのよ。
Saki was leaning against me and hugged me. But of course she was angry. Well, kind of felt like how I usually felt in a dream, so I figured I'd just wing it.
夢じゃないかもしれないんでしょ。そうじゃなくても起きた後に影響するかもしれないのに。
Even though it turned out fine, when she looked at me with that face that looked like it was about to cry, I couldn't say anything.
ちょっと二人とも慣れてきたけどまだ荷台で騒がないで。この子たちも怯えるから。
Like how it's like I like the slight remixy change of the Christmas music. Club Prince gently warned us from the coachman's seat. Saki must have realized that she couldn't afford to cause a ruckus here, so she slowly got off me. Takahara-san and the others looked up at us from the roof.
せっかくだし、ゆっくり飛ぼうかしら。できるわよね。
They can't catch us. In this town, we could see people looking up at us and exclaiming, it's Santa's sleigh! In response, Club Prez slowed to a casual glide. Wait, where's the sack of presents? We just chucked it out on the side. From the rooftop of the CQ building, Tetsuya and Asahi were looking up at us from the party. I guess they made up somehow. That or Tetsuya was going to be disciplined by the Christmas Club later. That's probably the more likely.
弥生、これどうしたの？
Alice pointed to the sleigh with an excited look on her face.
わかるでしょ？サンタさんに借りたのよ。
Clearly. Seeing as how we were riding it, I couldn't exactly chide her for being ridiculous. The reindeer pulling the sleigh were definitely reindeer, and the one in the front had a red nose, like the one we'd seen on TV. Hey!
いくら夢でもなんてことをしてるんですか？夢なんだからいいじゃない。それに役に立ったでしょ？
God damn it.
確かにそうですけど、最初からこの展開を予測してたとしか思えません。
I wouldn't be doing the Kaiko right now. I'd be like trying to lay my ass down.
何言ってるの？偶然よ偶然。
A coincidence, huh? Her Saki must have been picked up first after we split up. She had an exhausted look on her face, and her words had no bite behind them.
見て見て！クリスマスライブ始まってる！すごい！人がいっぱいで綺麗！
With the fucking sleigh flying up in the sky. I looked down, wondering just how Alice could call something so packed with people pretty. The live show must have just started because we could hear familiar Christmas songs from below us. At the same time, lots of red and green balloons came floating up from below. Burp! It seemed that Santa's sleigh was a rare sight, since there were a lot of people looking at us from the venue.
ねえ、会場のスクリーンにこっちが映ってるわ。
God damn it. Is that okay even though Santa isn't riding it? I noticed with relief that the picture on the monitor was crude enough that you couldn't tell who was riding the sleigh. Oh, right.
きちんとサンタはいるわよ。今年は私がその役だもの。
Big old Santa break. We let out a collective huh at the same time.
何を言っているんですか？もしもそうだとしたら最悪です。どう見ても弥生の場合は子供のためというより大人向けというか。
Is it because of her sexiness?
いや、本当に本物のサンタなんだってば。今年のサンタの仕事を手伝う代わりにこのソリ借りてきたんだもの。
Santa, I need to save my friends. I need some help. I'll become Santa for you this year. What? Where on earth had she been and what was she doing before she came here? It made me uneasy, but but since it was a dream, it couldn't be helped.
雪？
Yes. Ooh, along with the balloons drifting past us, something white was falling out of the sky.
あら、本当にホワイトクリスマスになったのね。やったー！すごいすごい！ほんとすごいな。
Alice joyfully rocked back and forth in the back of the sleigh like a kid.
まあ、綺麗なのは認めますけど。
But I don't want to fall and die. Her song wasn't being sarcastic. She seemed to really be enjoying the scenery from the sleigh.
ねえ、兄さん。これからこの夢はどうなるのかしら。
Well, Saki murmured as she caught a snowflake in the palm of her hand.
戻ったら、まだ高原さんたちは私たちを探していたり、兄さんを捕まえようとするのかしら。
It's just like, I think we'll be just fine. I don't think they will be.
あら、どうしてそう思うの？はいはい。トールとは違うかもしれないけど、私もないと思うの。だって今日はクリスマスイブじゃない？それ、どういう理屈ですか？クリスマスイブはクリスマスイブで、パーティーもクリスマスパーティーだもの。終わっちゃえば終わりになるんじゃない？
Well, it's just was a dream about Christmas Eve. When it ends, we should return to our everyday lives. Well, I feel pretty much the same way.
それは今までいろんな夢を見てきた経験からかしら？
Yeah, more or less. It's like an intuition thing. The bells on the reindeers rang as the sleigh flew. The balloons floated past us and glided over to the town as the snow slowly fell.
だからこれから私たちのクリスマスをやろう。きっと楽しくてまたいろいろあるわよ。
Oh, we're gonna be out all day, all night doing presents. Alice held her arms out as she said that.
だって今日だっていろいろあったけど楽しかったもの。
You know what? Yeah! Alice's eyes were shining brilliantly. Club Prez gave a resigned smile. Saki gave a tired smile. And Saki gave me a smile with a sigh. It is a celebration. Alice nodded happily as I casually rubbed Saki's head. It's just like, shh, it's okay. Well, we'll make do somehow, I said. There wasn't any reason behind it. Christmas Eve was so pretty that with the snow gently falling, and we still had to play the role of Santa tonight. Once the magic of the dream faded, the party would end. But I thought that would be okay too. Okay, so this next part should also be different. Because it seems to be different with... Oh, Jesus. Because, like, Kaiko's was different. Yoyoi's was different, so... Huh? I thought we would be riding the sleigh and delivering presents to children in place of Santa Claus. But instead I was dropped off in an out of the way spot.
さきちゃん、足元気をつけてね。
Was Yayoi gonna be handling it all by herself?
あ、はい。
Alright. Getting tugged along by Alice, Saki got down from the sleigh and tilted her head questioningly. Why are you dropping us off? Is it okay for us to get off?
いいのよ。私サンタからさきちゃんにトールをプレゼントというか、トールにさきちゃんをプレゼントというか。
Oh, okay. I like it.
二人とも頑張ったご褒美よ。
Even though I would have already gained this prize, but...
なんだか裏を感じるんですが、まさかまた何か隠し事ですか。
Saki said with an annoyed sigh. Club president lose her smile.
一晩中広くもないストーリーの横でイチャイチャされると頭にきそうだから、先にいいこと言って下ろしておこうと思ったのよ。
I like how adorably she said that. It probably pissed me off to have you guys flirting around. We weren't flirting.
トール、それ本気で言ってる？
Fucking serious, man? Why was Alice giving me such an incredulous look?
まあ、わかりやすくイラッとするようなことはしないと思いますけど。
Even Saki looked away from us inside, and my mouse was covering her text a little bit, but it's fine. Don't worry.
だけど、これから忙しいんですよね。私と兄さんも手伝いますよ。
I mean, yeah, after all the help, after all, you helped us, so it only makes sense that we help you. And...
さすがにその後に邪魔するほど私たちも野暮じゃないわよ。それじゃ、行こうかしら。
Alright. As she gently shook the reins, the red-nosed leader reindeer neighed softly. Just as I came to realize that the reindeer was actually hooting at me, the sleigh floated up into the air. It wasn't leaving yet, but it really looked like we were going to be left behind. Saki let out a truly languid sigh. Wait! Is that really okay? What about you, Saki? Your face looks kind of pale!
大丈夫です。ちょっと高いところが苦手なだけですから。
A little, quote, quote.
それ、下ろした方がいいんじゃない？
The sleigh was either magical or ran on some strange power, so it was pretty stable. Even though it was so open, it didn't even feel that windy or cold. But with how high it went, riding in it was incredible. You could easily lean out over the edge like we had done earlier, and you could easily fall if you leaned a little too far.
あら、結構。それじゃあ降りる？降りて二人のせっかくのクリスマスに気を使わせるの？
Aw, don't make her choose being between a third wheel and and dealing with her fear of heights. Club Prez's provocative tone caused Harasaka to shoot her a glare.
おりません。邪魔もしません。私も行きます。
Oh my god.
だいたいあなたたち二人だけなんてプレゼントを配りに行った先で子供にどんなトラウマを植え付けかねないか心配です。
What?
え、あれ私もそれに含まれてる？
Yeah, what's Alice gonna do? Well, you probably couldn't stop Club Prez, so...
あれ私が子供の教育に悪いっていうのは確定事項なの？
said the young woman who had no idea how poisonous her current attire was to children's eyes. But naturally, no one replied.
まあいいわ。時間ももったいないし、プレゼント与えたのに届かない子供がいるとかわいそうだものね。
Jingle, jingle, jingle all the way. That movie's amazing, by the way. Jingle all the way. Jesus, I need to watch that again when it's Christmas. It's clearly not Christmas. It's going into summer. The sound of the bells around the reindeers' necks was refreshing.
あ、だからちょっと。
No, they're leaving.
メリークリスマス。いい夜を過ごすのよ。
Alice looks happy. Yuyoi looks happy, and then... With that, the sleigh slid into the sky with ease. Midway through, I thought I heard a scream slip out of Harasaga, but there was nothing I could do. Well, the snow had been that had been falling earlier had disappeared without sticking. Wow, they really left us.
そうね。
Well, we watched as the sleigh quickly turned into a speck in the sky. Well, now what should we do?
うちはさすがに帰れないと思うんだけど。
She had just barely escaped from the party venue, so she couldn't just casually show up at home. That's true. I didn't know how long this party dream was continuing, but I doubted it was already over. At least Saki couldn't go home until we made sure it was safe. Maybe that would be tomorrow, or maybe it would be further in the future. Well, in that case, I guess it would have been better if we stayed on the sleigh until we were further away.
そうね。
Saki took my hand. We weren't wearing gloves, so both our hands were frozen, but they'll warm each other up soon enough. Well, now what should we do? Would it be best if we got away from this town? But Alice had said her neighboring town was enveloped by the dream plants. In that case, where did Club Prez and the others go to deliver presents?
ねえ、兄さん。兄さんはサンタさんからのクリスマスプレゼントなのよね。
Apparently? Saki's voice interrupted my train of thought. Judging from what she said, I guess so. But you're also my present. She squeezed my hand tighter.
だったら、兄さんは私のものよね。
Whoa, hold on there. Saki? Saki pressed her lips tightly together. She had a look on her face like she was holding something back. But when she looked up at me, her cheeks were red.
今日は兄さんと一緒にいたい。
Snuggle time? Her hand was shaking, apparently from nervousness. And her eyes were glistening too. Her attitude and expression tugged at my feelings. Don't you mean tonight? I said as I desperately held my ground. I could no longer look away from her.
意地悪。わかってるくせに。
Did Saki even know what sort of feelings I was fighting back? Inadvertently, I almost hugged her, but Saki placed her hands on my chest.
二人っきりになりたい。それまで我慢。ね。
She gave a resigned smile as though I was being greedy. Okay. If I held back now, what would happen later? And Saki was acting much more like an adult than I was. I was far too impatient. Well, we'll figure something out. With that, I released Saki's shoulders. Head off to my room. Yep. Well, that worked out. I held onto Saki's hand as we made it in front of my apartment. I sighed in relief.
大丈夫なの？
Yeah, Probably. We snuck in to avoid the Hasuna security people at the entrance of the apartment building. The way we did it was simple. I took a page from Alice and made a key that led to the door on the roof of the building and went through that. What the fuck? The reason I didn't lead us right into my apartment or the entrance was because there would be trouble if they were waiting for us there. I had left Saki and gone to take a quick look, but were only familiar faces at the entrance of the building. Well, looks like there's no one in the apartment either. I guess it's fine. I get out my key and open the door to my apartment as quietly as I could. Takara-san, well. No. There was no one waiting to ambush us, so we entered. But since there were guards at the entrance, and maybe it would be best if we didn't turn on the lights. Thought it would be easier if we went to like a hotel or something. Saki entered behind me and shook her head. When we were discussing where we should go, Saki had insisted on my apartment. Even though it was pretty risky, we made it back.
よくわからないところよりここがいいの。
It is, but it's not safe. Saki almost looked like she did when she was little. But with her fancy clothes and her fancy makeup and her fancy, which she didn't normally wear, she looked very different from her normal self, and that made it hard for me to relax. She's gorgeous all the time. I turned on the TV to hide the fact. Figured it would be okay since the sound was mostly turned down and the light was being blocked by the curtains.
先ほど水教師にサンタクロースが訪れていると視聴者の方から投稿がありました。
Don't you guys know it? It would be one thing if it was the local news, but the fact that it got mentioned in the middle of a national Christmas special really shocked me.
ライブ会場の上空を飛んでいたところがカメラにも収められています。こちらがその映像です。
The footage that had been shown on the monitor at the live show venue appeared before me. The sleigh was being shown amidst the falling snow and balloons which had been released from the venue. I was relieved to see that you couldn't really make out any faces. Whew. Well, what should we do? Should we change out of these clothes? I looked away from the TV and turned around as Saki put her arms around my neck. Ooh. Her face burped. Oh God. It slowly approached mine. Unable to shake her off, Saki and I kissed. Whoa.
さっきできなかった続き。
But by continue, you mean... Before I had been acting so we didn't look suspicious. But there was no reason to act here.
どうしたの？さっき置いていかれた時はあんなに私のことを欲しそうな目で見てたのに。
With a tone that sounded like the old Saki, she said something the current Saki would probably say. That's because, you know, the lingering touch of her kiss on my lips made me think of something else. I wanted her, even though I had resisted those feelings all this time.
何がちょっとなのかしら。ね、兄さん。
Saki looked up at me with feverish eyes. My sense of reason wavered. What would happen if I made a move on Saki? No! I could make a move on Saki. Oh, jeez. Would I be able to hold back? That had always been the question.
ねえ、女の私から言わないとダメなの？
You're a boy, I'm a girl, same room. Really gotta say it? Like I said, that's just...
これ以上ごまかさないでよ。
Saki murmured with her arms still around my neck. Was pressed right up against me and I could feel her softness through her thin dress. I focused on that softness. It was a sensation that I had focused on so many times before.
また俺はどうしたいの？ねえ、兄さん。お願い。我慢しないでよ。私の相手は兄さんがいいの。お願い、兄さん。
Is this happening?
他の相手なんかじゃ嫌。兄さんに。
Is this finally truly happening? I had thought it would be someday. with someone else. The moment I imagined that, I knew I couldn't hold back anymore. What would happen if I didn't hold back? Is that really okay? When I said this, Saki's eyes widened.
してほしいって言ってるの。
Seeming surprised at my answer, she looked at me with upturned eyes. I thought maybe her fidgety restlessness would help me calm down, but instead, seeing Saki act in a way she usually didn't made me think that what we were about to do wouldn't be the usual thing either. Saki.
何兄さん。
I'm sorry. I might not be able to be gentle. Because, you know. Uh-oh. I pulled the bewildered Saki's hand. I wasn't violent, but I gave in to my emotions as I pushed Saki down on the bed. Oh. See, that's an H scene because it's doing the text box thing. Don't worry, it's a dream. We might have a thing where it's like, it doesn't count. No, it totally counts regardless. It doesn't even matter. We all know the true diddly was had. And now I suddenly heard voices for some reason. Uh-oh. Wait, what? They woke me up. Whoa! Hello? The loud voices were coming from the other side of the front door. I looked and saw the door was slightly ajar. Uh-oh. What? Hey, Saki! I thought maybe Takahara-san and the others found out we were here, but the voices were too high-pitched and the feel behind them was different. Plus, I could feel a ton of cold air coming in just from the crack, even though I was in bed.
ダメだから。ダメだってば。無理。ここはダメだって。
I like how Kaiko still just looks dead. It was dark outside. I couldn't really see anything, but I could tell there was an argument going on.
ダメって何よ。早く日本に帰りたいからって釘を出したのはアリスでしょ。何じらして楽しんでるの。そういうわけじゃなくて。でもちょっと行き先間違えたっていうか。トールの部屋でしょ。大丈夫よ。多少お楽しみの最中でもう寒さで限界なのよ。グリーンランド舐めてたわ。
I underestimated Greenland. Just shaking her fist to the sky.
アリスだってずっと寒いって泣いてたじゃない。1秒でも早く日本に帰りたいって。そうだけど。
Look, everyone fucks up sometimes.
なら早くしないと。見てごらんなさい。稽古なんてほらもう動かなく。
Yeah, she's...
動かん。稽古？ちょっと稽古？
She's dead. Oh.
本当に動かなくなってる。ちょっと稽古しっかりして。こんなことならあの時のラーメンのスープ残さなければ。
You know it's bad when the soul escapes the body.
しっかりして。あ、よよい。
Then the door to my apartment was thrown open with a bang. A blizzard blew in all at once. The darkness must have meant it was night outside. Whoa! Cold! The temperature of the room was by no means warm to begin with, and now it went down even more. I went to wrap the futon around Saki, but it turned out I was alone in bed. Oh.
アリスは早く稽古を連れてこっち来なさい。トール、ちょっとお邪魔するわよ。
I know, she's dying. But that's fine. Wait, no, it isn't. I'm not wearing anything right now. I don't have pants.
別に今サキちゃんとお楽しみの真っ最中だったわけでもなし、グダグダ言わない。こっちは稽古がもう限界なのよ。ほら。
Though, I totally did do it with Saki. Alice entered the apartment carrying her Saki on her back. Club Press pulled them in and closed the door before they collapsed in the entryway. Where'd you guys come from? Maybe they flew here from a strange dream? They did mention Greenland just a few seconds ago.
その配達終わったからサンタさんにソリ返してきたんだけど。
Wasn't Santa like, huh, you're on your own, losers? Alice remained on the floor. She looked exhausted.
まさかあんな極寒の地で放り出されるとは思わなかったわ。
Yeah, he just like, see you later. The two of them looked extremely fatigued, like they had just escaped a terrible nightmare. Hirasaka was laying down next to them. Oh shit! Hirasaka, are you okay? Hey Hirasaka, are you alive? I started to stand up, but I wasn't wearing anything underneath, not even underwear. Since I was in front of the girls, I hesitated. Just then, the door to the shower opened. Oh. From there, naked Saki poked her head out.
なんか騒いでたみたいなんですけど、何がどうなってるんですか？
God damn it. Right on the boobs, huh? Well, right on the boobs. Alright. I was laying naked and started to stand up. Hirasaka was laying on the floor, and Club Prez and Alice were sitting in the entryway, covered in snow. No one seemed to care that the floor was getting wet. It made sense that Saki didn't understand what was going on.
とりあえず稽古をお風呂に入れましょう。
Just throw her in the bath. And that's what we decided. Actually, it looked like it would be bad if we didn't do that.
平坂さんの服脱がさないと。兄さん、何を見てるの？
Where did her timidness from yesterday go? Saki was giving me her usual chilly expression. Sorry! I gathered up the blankets and turned around.
この服、どうやって脱がせばいいの？
Rip them off. Fuck it. They're useless now.
ああ、そんなとこ引っ張っても脱げないわよ。多分この辺りに結び目が。
あ、脱げた。平坂さん、大丈夫ですか？
Don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around.
ここ。
Her saga moaned slightly in response. At the same time, I had my back to everyone and was pulling out at my own clothes.
冷た。
裸で抱えようとすれば冷たいわよ。ちょっとそっちだけ抱えて。
It took a little time and effort, but it seemed like they succeeded in getting Hirasaka into the shower. Soon I heard the sound of running water again. Thinking it was okay now, I looked back and my eyes met Alice's. Alice, why are you looking at me?
トールがこっちを振り向かないかと思って見張ってた。あと、なんかやることなかったし。
So you're just checking on me, huh? Like I would look and stop staring at me! I was naked with nothing but a comforter around my waist. To be honest, I didn't want to be stared at.
何よ、昨日はさきちゃんに散々見られたくせに。
You're damn right she did. Not only looked, Alice made a strange sound. Her face was a little red. That is unrelated to this. I'm putting on some clothes, so face the other way. I threw a bath towel at the two of them. When Hirasaka and Saki come out, use that. You're free to scrounge around. If you need something else, ask Saki. I hurriedly put on some underwear and pants.
さきちゃんに聞けって。トールはどうするの？
I would just get in the way. And the two of you want to change, don't you? The snow on them had melted. Their hair and clothes were soaking wet. I'll go buy some food. Call me or text me when it's all okay for me to come back. I put on my jacket and grabbed my wallet and phone before trying to leave the apartment.
ごめんなさいね。せっかく二人だけにしておこうと思ったんだけど。
それ私が言ったのに無理やり扉開けたの弥生だよね。
No, it's fine. It really looked like Hirasaka was in trouble. Oh, man. Even though I had crossed a line with Saki, I still didn't feel any less agitated. I wonder when I would calm down enough to feel embarrassed. I wonder when I'll calm down enough to feel feelings. Well, we had the Christmas adventure. We had Diddley with Saki. Face zoom-ins. You know. Dude. Can't wait to act out those scenes in ASMR. It'll be so fucking silly. It'll be so fantastic, dude.